not? Put her there?
I wanna fly high so I can reach the highest of all the heavens.
Hey, Tails over here with a new tutorial on Palace Network. How to get in, how to make the most of it with and without mods. So, first step is setup. And to do that, we need to get Minecraft. I highly suggest using a Mozilla Firefox browser, and we will need it later. So I'm going to open my bookmarks folder and go to Minecraft. I'll put all the links for these in the description, and we'll go from there. So here we are in the Minecraft, on the Minecraft site, minecraft.net. So we're going to hit get Minecraft. I want to play on the computer in Minecraft Java. Palace Network will only work on Minecraft Java Edition. It will not work on Windows 10. It will not work on mobile, console, or others. It only works on computer. And it also only works on Java. So we're going to get that. Now, here you'll hit Buy Minecraft if you don't already have it. But if you do already have it, all you have to do is hit Login. You're going to need an account. So I'm just going to hit Login. And I'm going to skip this part so you don't see my information. Now, once you've bought the game and created an account, you'll go back to the main Minecraft site and hit Get Minecraft. Go to Computer and Java Edition again. And you'll hit Download. Download for Windows. And hit Save File. Shouldn't take too long to download. We're going to keep Firefox open and minimize the browser. We're going to open our Downloads folder and double-click on the Minecraft installer. Minimize this because we'll need it later. You'll go through this setup process, hit Next. That's exactly where we want it. And we do want to create a shortcut on the desktop. And we'll hit Install. Hit Yes. It might take a few minutes to do this. For you. For me, it doesn't take long at all. So, I'm going to start the launcher after closing the installer and hit Finish. Now it'll come up with this. It might take a minute to update the files and get all the things that it needs. Alright, so now you're in the Minecraft launcher. We're going to go to Mojang login. Now I need to type in my info again, so I gotta skip this. Alright, we're here. In the main Minecraft menu. We're going to keep it on Java Edition Minecraft. Now, Palace Network, last I checked, isn't on 1.16 yet, so to fix that, we're going to go to Installations, and we're going to hit New. We're going to name it Palace, and we're going to go to anywhere between 1.15.2 and 1.12.2. We can do anywhere between those. But so for now, we're going to do 1.12.2. Use default directory, automatic, that's good. We're going to hit create. Now we go back to play, and we scroll down here where it says latest release, and we hit Palace, and then we hit play. You're about to play a version that does not, okay? You understand the risk and play. It might take a minute to download everything that it needs to download, so just wait for that. Alright, so now we're in Minecraft Java 1.12.2. To get the best, I'm going to go to Options. I'm going to go to Video Settings first and turn on full screen mode. Now that's better. Hit Done, and now we're going to go to Music and Sounds. We're going to turn off the music. We're going to turn off players. We're going to turn off friendly creatures. And we're going to turn off the environment. Everything else, keep on. And also, subtitles are off as well. If this is the setup you want for music and sounds for the best experience both with and without mods. Hit done a couple times. And we're going to go to multiplayer. We're going to go to add server. And where it says server name, I'm going to delete what's there and type in Palace Network. Hit tab. And the server address is play.palace.network. Now, if you want the server resource packs from the server, you'll hit enable. But this is only if you have a high-end or high-spec computer. I'll put the specs of my computer in the description below. So if you don't think it's gonna do well for you, you'll want to put it on disable. If you're not sure, you'll want to put it on prompt. Prompt will ask you every time you enter the server if you want to have the server resource pack or not. For me, I'm going to put it on enable. So we're going to hit done. And now Palace Network is added to your multiplayer list. And it looks like they now support 1.16 now. But we're going to stay on 1.12 for now. And I'll explain why. I'll explain why later. So, there's a few ways you can do this. You can click on the arrow here to go in right away. You can click and hit enter on your keyboard. You can click and hit join server. Or you can just double click. So, there's a lot of ways to do this. I'm going to double click. So that'll take a minute. And here we are. Once you first get into Palace Network, this will be the hub. And you'll likely spawn here. So we're just going to go straight ahead. This hub is I'm guessing it's brand spanking new. I had to actually pause the video and explore it on my own a bit. So we're going to turn right. And just head right into Walt Disney World. Boop. Alright. You should arrive in the Transportation and Ticket Center. If you've been in Palace Network before, it'll likely spawn you where you last were when you logged off. Now, Walt Disney World has different servers. If you want to see where you are, all you have to do is type in the command / where am I. For show purposes, you'll likely want to be on WDW1. There's 1 through 3, and 1 is usually where everyone's at. Alright, let's go over to the monorail. Now, if you want to get the best out of Palace Network, but not use mods, one thing you can do is join the audio server. And to do that, you type in the command /audio and hit enter. Then open your chat bar by pressing T for total, and you click here. And then you hit yes. This is why we left open the Firefox browser. So I hit connect. Now, sometimes it won't play music right away. You might have to move around a little bit in order for that to work. And they recently also updated the audio server itself, so it might be a bit buggy. But in time, I'm sure they'll fix that. So let's go back to Minecraft. And since I don't really want to take the monorail, there's 2 ways we can move around the Walt Disney Worlds. One thing you can do is use your Magic Band, which is usually in your Hotbar 9 slot. You go to your Magic Band and you right click. You'll see this menu here. So right now, we're going to go to Park Menu and Magic Kingdom. And just like that, we're in the Magic Kingdom. For mod purposes, we're going to head over to Main Street. And to do that, we're going to type in the command warp Main Street. Warping around is a really easy way to get around. These balloons are 3D. If your resource pack worked, this is what the balloons will look like. And right over here is a 3D bench that you can also use as a test. Now before we go into the mod section, I want to show you guys a few pro tips. If you're into debugging, you can press F3 to open your debug screen. Now unfortunately, this little thing in the middle right is kind of blocking the information you see, but it still should be easy to tell what's going on. At the top left you have your version, below that your frames per second, and all the other things that you might need. Now if you want to reload your chunks, like if your chunks are getting errors, to reload them, you press F3 and A at the same time. If you want to clear your local chat, you press F3 and D at the same time. To close your debug screen, press F3. To change your perspective, press F5. Pressing it once will go into third person mode. Pressing it twice will bring it into second person mode. Now, how's that, huh? Pressing it one more time will bring it back to first person. Pressing F1 will hide your heads-up display, which is really great if you want to record things. Now, we're going to do all the mods. To do that, you need to exit out of Minecraft. We're going to press Alt F4. Now we're back in Firefox. We're going to press Control B to open my mods. The mods we're going to be using are Minecraft Forge, Optifine, Sharrow's Minimap, and BSL shaders. I'll explain each one as we go through them, but before we do, we need to open a Minecraft folder. To do that, we open a library. Actually, no. We open a run folder by hitting the Windows button or Start, R, and typing in %appdata%. The percent symbol is usually Shift 5. After you type that in, you hit OK, and you'll get this screen here. Then you'll open your .minecraft folder, which should be the very first one. Now, we're not going to do anything with this yet, but we're going to keep it open. We're going to need it later. And we're also going to keep our downloads folder open. So, let's open Forge, Optifine, Sharrow's Minimap, and BSL shaders. Forge will be your Minecraft mod manager. Now, if you want to use mods on shows, specifically parades, you might have a better time using 1.12. But if you want to experiment around a little bit with the different Forge versions, you can download from 1.12 up to 1.16. So, but for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna use 1.12.2. And once we're here, we're going to download the recommended installer. And then we're going to wait for this. And we're going to hit skip and hit save file. Shouldn't take too long to download. And before we go any further, let's go back into our downloads folder. And we're going to create a folder. Oops. We're going to create a folder called Minecraft Mods. That way, everything that if you only need to do this if you plan on downloading multiple versions of a mod. If you're just going to use one version, then you don't need to do this. But since I'm going to be doing more than one version outside of this video, I'm going to do this. So let's minimize our downloads folder. Let's go back to the main Forge site. And now we're going to download Optifine. Optifine basically lets you zoom in your view, among other things. It's very useful. So, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to use 1.12.2. Hit skip, and hit download. Hit save file. This will likely lead you to an ad, but you don't need to do anything about that. So, let's just go back to Optifine. So that shouldn't take too long to download either. Now we're going to go to this tab, which is Sharrow's Minimap. That's a minimap. We're going to do 1.12.2 for Forge. Going to hit Save File. And now, finally, we're going to do BSL shaders. Shaders are basically something, it's basically something that makes things look better. Now, BSL is for higher spec computers. I highly suggest that you do your own research on what would work best for you. Um, in my experience, I've dealt with Sildurs, Sildurs. I've used Cybox, Cybox. I've used Seus, which is Seus, renewed. Um, but like I said, I highly suggest you do your own research. For the purposes of this video, we're going to use BSL shaders, and we're just going to hit download. Now it should automatically do self-hidden. And now we hit save file. And now we have all the downloads in our download folder. Excuse me a moment. So, what we are going to do first, well, during that break, I downloaded all the extra stuff that I told you about earlier. So what I'm going to do is just move it all to the MC mods folder. If you're planning on doing the BSL stuff, you do need to specify which version you're downloading. Like, you need to rename it and specify the version, because they all have the same file name, but they do all work for the different versions that you download them for. So I'm just going to move these here. Yep. And we're going to go open our new mod folder. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot to do sharehouse. Let me do that real quick. Alright. So now we have all of our mods in this folder. Now let's snap these two together. What we need to do first is Forge. Now all of your mods that you're going to be using need to be the same version, otherwise they won't work well together. You'll see what I mean in a minute. For now, we're going to use 1.12.2. I'm going to right click it, go to Open with Java Platform, and click it. We're going to install the client. This path is fine. We're going to hit OK. Now it'll take a minute. It'll take a minute to do all this, so just let it do its thing. And once it's done, you're just going to hit OK. Now we refresh this page here. Actually, no, we don't do that. So what we need to do now is go back to our Minecraft launcher. Now Forge is in there. What we need to do is hit play. Understand play. It needs to redo, it needs to log in all the new folders that it needs to log in. This is going to be new to you, but this is just how Forge launches, so just let it do its thing. And now we're back in. We're just going to quit out again. So we're going to reopen our folders. Now we have a few new folders here. We're going to open our mods folder. And we're going to copy and paste our 1.12 mods, which is Optifine and Sheros. Right click, drag, and copy. Now we're going to go back. Now that those are in there, we need to do the Minecraft launcher again. Hit play. Alright, and now we're going to go to Options, and Video Settings, and Shaders. And we're going to hit Shaders folder. This will both create and open the folder that you need to place shaders into. Alright, and we're going to X this extra window out and put these back up like this. So now we have a shaders pack folder. We're going to go in there, and we're going to click and drag the BSL shader we want, or whichever shader you downloaded, and we're just going to copy it. Just like that, you have installed your mods. Pretty easy. Now we're going to X out of these since we don't need them anymore. And we're going to turn on our shaders. It might take a minute, but it'll work. All you need to do is click on it. And hit done. And hit done again. And let's go to controls real quick. we're going to make sure your auto jump is turned off. Otherwise, you'll be going all over the place. And I need to customize this a little bit, so pardon me a moment. Alright, now that's done. We're going to hit that again and enter our Palace Network server. And now that we're here, we're going to jump to Main Street. So let's just go straight there. Give it a second for the resource pack to load. Now once your resource pack loads, and it stops lagging, everything should look like this. Looks pretty good. So, thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll also leave my computer specs and the sites I use in the description. Bye!